My name is Donaldson, and today I'm going to be talking about the Salem witch trials. They were a very dark time in American history. If you don't know what the Salem witch trials are, not to worry, because I'm going to explain in detail exactly what happened. There were many deaths throughout the trial. However, the trial has a great impact on America and its citizens. The play Crucible has a very similar storyline to the actual events in the trial, and I will be making the comparison so you will be able to see the astonishing similarities. The Salem witch trials were a series of hangings and prosecutions of people accused of witchcraft. Belief in supernatural events only emerged in the 14th century in Europe. The Salem witch trials began in February of 1692. It started when a young group of girls claimed to be possessed by the devil. They accused several local women in Salem, Massachusetts of giving them the devil. Of the young girls, Betty Paris was the first to start experiencing symptoms. Then followed Mary Walcott and Mercy Lewis. The symptoms consisted of random fits, hiding under furniture, contorting in pain, and experiencing high fevers. Nobody, including the doctor, could figure out what was wrong with them. The afflicted girls accused the first three victims, Tituba, Sarah Good, and Sarah Osborne. The witch trials are caused by an example of scapegoating. Scapegoating is when a person or group is made to bear the blame for others or suffer in their place. At this time, many people were afraid that the devil was going to infiltrate and destroy Christians. Salem is a strongly religious community, and they experience a stressful event when Tituba confesses to dealing with the devil. This causes a lot of panic and sparks a massive witch hunt. The fear of devils plus the traumatic event is what causes and what led to scapegoating. In May, the number of people accused rises to 30. The governor decided to set up a special court consisting of 8 judges which just dealt with the witch trial cases. There are many people in Salem, such as John Proctor, who never believed in the witch trials or never supported them. The non-believers of witchcraft were the ones who were often accused. John Proctor's whole family was accused, including his pregnant wife and his 3 kids. The official victim was Bridget Bishop, who was executed on June 10th. By September, 8 people have been hanged. These are the last hanging of the Salem witch trial because the next accused was the governor's wife. When the governor's wife was accused, he immediately put an end to the madness. The witchcraft officially ended in May of 1693 when the remaining victims were released from jail. While the Salem witch trials lasted less than a year, they left their mark in history of the young developing nation to become known as the United States of America. By the time the trials came to an end, over 200 people were accused of witchcraft. 20 people had been killed, 19 were hanged, and 1 crushed to death. There were even 2 dogs that got shot because they were accused of witchcraft. When the Salem witch trials were taking place, religion and government were mixed together, and after the trials, church and government, they were separated because of competing interests. And nowadays, we all know that church and government do not mix, and this is all because of the Salem witch trials. Furthermore, the Salem witch trials helped the development of American consciousness and how one understands what it means to be American. The Salem witch trials helped us make the transition between supernatural and rational thought. The events occurred during the Salem witch trial also affect the American Constitution, which allows certain rights that were seriously lacking in the trials, including the right to a speedy and public trial, to defend oneself against accusations, and to not be forced to provide a self-incriminating testimony. Today in Salem, there are many people who still believe in witchcraft. The town of Salem reveals its connections to the rather sordid history of the nearby village. Visitors can go to a memorial dedicated to the dead, to those who died, or to learn about what happened from museums and historical plays or tours. There are many evident connections between the Crucible and the Salem witch trial. The first similarity is that the witch trial, there was a man named John Proctor, and in the Crucible, there was also a man named John Proctor who was the main character. Both Proctor's wives were pregnant, and both wives were accused of witchcraft. That is an astonishing similarity. Furthermore, there are many characters who have the same name and or the same role as people who are part of the actual Salem witch trial. An example would be Rebecca Nurse. There was a Rebecca Nurse in the Crucible, and there's also a Rebecca Nurse in the actual witchcraft trials. Another example would be Tituba. Tituba in the actual witch trials was the first to admit to dealing with the devil. Similarly, in the novel, Tituba was the first to admit to playing with the devil. In the play Crucible, Reverend Hale says, "Nonsense, mister. I have myself examined Tituba, Sarah Good, and numerous others that have confessed to dealing with the devil. They have confessed it." This was in Act 2. In both cases, Tituba was the first person who revealed the mischief with the devil, which started the Salem witch trials. Another similarity between the play and the novel is that one person ended up getting killed by being crushed. In the novel, or in the actual event, there was one person who got crushed. In the play, there was also one person that got crushed, and he was Giles Corey. Elizabeth explains Giles Corey's death as follows. Great stones lay upon his chest until he pleaded yea or nay. With a tender smile for the old man, they say he gave them 2 words, more weight, and then he died. I believe that the Crucible was written for Americans when they are looking back centuries, that they have a full understanding of the actual events that occurred. It was also written for the people who took part in the witchcraft, or the people who know someone who took part, so they can read about it and find out what they had to go through. The Salem witch trials are a very important event in American history, making them the country they are today. The Crucible is very similar to the events, and I believe that was no mistake. Thank you. I hope you guys learned some information about the Salem witch trials and their significance in history.